Good evening and welcome to Idessa, the Dark Crusade. Tonight we start our scene in Gufran's shop. Out in the main area, Madeline is just walking around, browsing, looking at things. Somewhere a little bit more private, Gufram and Sister Joanna they are finishing up some deal of some sort, some description. And that is where we will start, with these two individuals dealing with something.
Well, if you have any problems, please let me know.
I most certainly will.
I would like to
Dear
start as soon
Lady
as possible.
Johanna.
Lovely.
I can imagine. I'm quite excited for this. It's been exquisite nature of this particular item. I'm quite excited to get it to you. Yes, actually.
I'm quite excited to receive it, and more excited to turn it into something even more exquisite.
Well, you'll have to let me see the final product.
If you do not see the final product, my grief will be too great.
Oh, you would weep for me? This makes me so happy.
Gufran, my dear, we are dead. We do not weep.
It's a symbolic gesture.
We wear our pain in other ways.
But what about the symbolic gestures, my lady? What would the world be without symbolic gestures?
If you have need of a symbol, I shall make you one.
Oh, very well.
Let me know. I should be happy to
shall.
find some way to reward you for all of your help.
Well, the coin is very nice.
I should hope so. I do not like to haggle.
You are aware where we are, correct?
Yes, Gufran, I am aware. I am well aware. That does not mean I take joy in it.
Okay. Excellent. Just adjust a small deduction because I don't think I've ever heard anyone tell me that they do not like to haggle whilst we are in a bazaar.
Well, I believe in honesty, of course. I have stood before my God and admitted my sins before. This is no worse.
Gordon's a little puzzled. Did she just call him a god?
No. She said you're not worse than God. Good job, Gufran.
I'm not worse than God? Gufran does a little happy dance.
She means you're unimpressive, sir.
Unimpressive?
But she said it nicely.
Unimpressive? Gufran does a little happy dance.
And while he's dancing, seems a good time for someone else to arrive.
Sure. Yeah, Irene will, after meeting two interesting individuals, she kind of walks around on the bazaar, checks out a couple of stores, kind of forgetting what she was actually doing there. At some point starts to feel a little strange in her head. Not very suspicious about it yet, but as she kind of goes and walks past Gufran's store, she stops, kind of peers in to see if he's about. Almost has like a little bit of a longing look in her eyes. and then decides, what to walk in. So yeah, she will enter the store. She'll enter the Gufran store and just starts looking around, seeing if she recognizes anyone. And probably the first person that she bumps into, basically, is Sister Madeline.
She's at this point. She's just standing there looking at some cloth, and she will just turn her head and just, Irene. Good evening. I hope the night finds you well.
Irene will curtsy. Actually, kind of looks around first and nods. She looks a little nervous. Yes, I am well. How are you, Sister Madeline?
Quite good. I am fully back now. Back to my duties after my little, she smiles at Irene, trip. But now I am back. Can attend to
Yes.
more normal duties.
Was your journey fruitful? I only heard that you were away. Personal
Well,
business?
I should think so.
It's good. She frowns, looks around. Does this
Can I
place
assume
get
we can
darker?
hear
Go ahead.
voices in the outer area? Sorry, Saskia, what were you saying?
No, go ahead. I mean, I can presume so. I don't think either of them are really like talking lowly or something. So
Yeah. Like if Guthram and Joanna comes in, Madeline will just perk up and she'll just say, it looks as though we have company.
And Gufram, after the chipper person that he is, will walk towards him ever with a slight movement in his step. Ever so cheerful, ever so happy as he comes in, sliding inward. He greets the two beauties in his store, and they're justly enticing a lot more customers here, making him more money. Oh, and he do so likes his money.
Gufran, you are sick, sir. You need to calm down before you send yourself back to bed.
I'm a sick man.
Oh no.
I don't think that has anything to do with Guthram, but everything to do with Mac.
You're right.
That's just my.
One moment while I go cough my lungs out.
oh no.
See?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, Irene will curtsy deeply again for Johanna and for Gufran, of course, as well.
So, Joanna, you are here for more fabrics for one of your projects for the loom?
She comes forward smiling and nods to Irene to kind of end the curtsy and acknowledge it with a appropriately pleased smile and give Madeline a kiss on either cheek. Indeed. Yes, I have quite a project ahead. I'm looking forward to it very much. Unfortunately, Gufran is able to supply even my more exotic tastes.
As always.
Of course, yes. As always.
It's such a pleasure to see you both again. It's been quite a little while.
Alas, my duties tend to take most of my time and take me away from normal common courtesies and social, mingling. But, oh well.
Oh no, it is really, it's very much, shit, Max lost his train of thought. It's quite understandable. After all, you do have a very important tasks with your position. There, amazing. However, seeing you does brighten up my nights so much, Lady Madeline. It truly does.
Well, I aim to please.
Gufran, I think you misunderstand the La Sombra. Perhaps it's not a compliment to tell them they brighten your night.
Oh, oh no! Oh dear! Oh heavens! What have I done?
Johanna, that is quite enough. Gufram, I know your intent. And you are a very charming person. You have nothing to worry about.
Ah, the weight of my shoulders. I do
I am
truly
sure it
apologize.
is. I must say, have any of you in the slums had hmm, heard anything, a whisper perhaps, of an old man giving out, well, presents, in lack of a better word, in within the slums?
I can't say that I have. I've heard murmurs about something about children in the slums, but I can't say that I've heard anything about old men.
Hmm.
Do you wish a present, Madeline?
No, at least not from, well, it is actually the children. It may be connected, but that is what concerns me. She's speaking somewhat lowly now, so only the people here can hear it.
Gufran, won't you, let us enjoy the hospitality of your shop? And she gestures towards the back room.
With pleasure, he says as he will kind of just turn around and make his way onward towards the back room and open the door for everybody.
Irene will hesitate before crossing the threshold, basically. She kind of frowns and looks around. But as everybody's stepping in, she will follow.
Is everything all right?
Did you change the lighting?
No, I did not.
Oh,
Why do you ask?
seems to be darker here.
And he kind of looks around. No?
Madeline will just stand there, listen to this, but as soon as Irene says that last bit, she will just come over and just take her under the arm and just, oh, it is quite all right, Irene. There is no reason to be afraid. You are in good company. Please sit down, relax.
She actually kind of jolts as Madeline takes her arm, then steps away. Yes, of course. Must be my imagination. She sits down.
I'm a peony, that shit.
Yeah, are we gonna dice roller?
I don't
We
I
think
are
know.
now.
open one, but I'm gonna peony as well.
Oh Jesus!
I don't think
the
he
name
had
of the
anything to
scene?
do with this.
I will just open it in dice roller 3.
That
Alright.
is empty as well, but I forgot to end it. My fault. But
Let's see, what is my dice roll
Man, Max, you sound like someone who's been on a bender for quite some time.
oh.
Oh God, why don't I? Oh man, if I could only save a roll like
Oh
that.
wait,
Wow,
I need
no
to reroll.
kidding.
I had too many dice
Whoa,
points.
Holy Jesus Christ.
that is in it. Well, that's also pretty sick, Saskia. But you cannot hide from.
No, she cannot hide from you. God damn it.
And for reasons of Johanna's earlier manip sub, she's also going to drop Auspex as she peonies this. Pupils get real big.
So, well, I tie with Gufran at least, so yeah. And if MA has 2 successes, I win from her.
Mhm.
So it's only Madeline who notices that Irene's eyes are kind of flitting to and about the room, particularly the more like the places where kind of natural shadow is looming anyway. She definitely seems on edge. Her eyes are a bit wider than usual, and she is kind of fidgeting with her dress, which at least I think Madeline by now knows is definitely a sign of stress with her. She doesn't look mighty scared or anything. She does look, yeah, on edge. Very noticeable on edge
Mm.
for her, at least.
Madeline will sit down next to her, and she will gently just take one of her hands and just hold it and look at her and just say, "I really, truly mean that there is nothing to be afraid of here."
I know. I know. I'm fine.
Good.
Johanna gives them both kind of a puzzled look.
However, what I was saying before, I met a new, very new member of the, well, Broken Mirror, and they said something about Father Christmas or something like that. Of course, at first, I perhaps took it not too serious, but there was also mention of something that was indeed not someone who people flocked around to talk with. A large thing that seems to have horns going around with a giant sack. The sack seems to have perhaps even contained something that was moving. And with some of these rumors of children becoming missing, I am afraid there might be a quite serious problem that quite a few of us will have to deal with quite soon.
A creature with horns. Interesting.
Do keep in mind that it was a Macavian who told me this, but still.
Yes.
Sounds like one of those Bonsam. But oh well.
Perhaps.
Speaking of which, if you happen to come across any bestiary that seems to mention some kind of similar creature, even vaguely, acquire it for me, will you, Gufran?
There are many bestiaries. What exactly are you looking for?
One that mentions a similar creature, even vaguely.
With horns?
Perhaps horns or glowing red eyes or, well, anything of the sort. She's going to manip sub.
Are you going to Manipsa? In that case, I will hurt M. Or peony.
Oh, 0 successes.
Oh, are we
Okay.
gonna peony stuff? I will peony stuff. Ah, fuck my life. Fuck those -2 dice.
This is not a good night to be rolling.
It's
To die in D&D. Jesus, Madeline.
I know. It's insane.
like now we know where all the successes went to.
I know. For like forever.
Thanks, Peter. Dick. Just to say it, like, wow.
So with 3 successes, you both get that she, as she says it, she does a much worse job than usual of keeping some serious trepidation off her face. Ooh, hang on, I have one more. One more dice. I only rolled 6.
And it's
Botch.
a 1.
No.
It's okay, it's still just a failure, not a botch. But thanks, dice. Thanks, you useless thing. Anyway, for just a moment, she looks distinctly unnerved. That's all.
Regardless. Whether or not you wish to see this up close or there's another matter, am I to assume that it is a scholarly endeavor?
She's asking, Johanna?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, a scholarly endeavor.
Very well. But according to this young Malkavian, it was, quote, hard to keep an eye on him. I am under the assumption that this, whatever it was, did not want it to be seen. So,
Interesting. Did the Malkavian say...
finding it might be a little bit more complicated than just finding a, well, game or a wild beast.
Interesting.
If such a bestiary comes across my ears or my eyes, I'll be sure to acquire it for you. We could talk about equivalent exchange. And he gives you this merchant smile. It's like, ha.
She just gives him like a very brief, amused look. You know my coin is always good, Gufran.
I do, and I do so enjoy having it. Oh, excuse me one moment. I must attend to some business. Please make yourself comfortable. And Gufran's gonna go out to the front of the shop to deal with some business.
Yes, because Gerard is here.
Oh my.
Oh God.
I'm not alone.
Gerard literally walks in with a pile of porters and says, just walks up to Gufran, who conveniently is stepping out at the same time, and says, I'm here for my merchandise.
Wonderful, my lord.
I assume that there is also a Malkavian here.
There is. She is far less obtrusively looking through the various wares. Probably, since I do hear a lot about pillows, probably at these there pillows because she has a fabulous doggy and he needs a pillow to lay on.
You're planning to use my pillows for a dog?
I have no idea what you're talking about. She'd never confess to such a thing.
You're planning to use my pillows for a dog?
She's way ahead of her time.
No.
Wow.
He's a spoiled brat.
Oh my God, Katie.
I confess to nothing.
That is a dark secret to your sheet, Katie.
That's it. I'm taking it, putting it on there. A dark secret.
Yes.
Gufran's pillow equals doggy
Like,
bed.
if that information ever comes out, it's trouble. Trust me.
I'm stunned. I don't know what to say.
You don't need
Mac,
to say
play your
anything. It was
character.
out
You
of
don't know this in
character.
character.
Katie,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I don't know if I can go back to in character after experiencing the shock. Oh no! My poor lovely pillow.
Well,
You
I'm gonna
attended
need you
this
to.
nice man who wants his merchandise. Jesus.
I only came in to introduce Katie. I have D&D in 5 minutes. Let's do this.
Just on an unrelated note, I love you, Andrew. Just for the record.
I'm killing it.
Man, I do the things that other people can't be bothered to.
But yeah, Gerard will definitely get his merchandise. And if he so wants to do social, he'll the door will be opened for him.
Gerard takes a glance inside, sees people he does not like, drops a sack of coin on the countertop, and then turns and leaves.
I love Gerard. I really do. Gufran adores Gerard because he brings him money. The quickest way to Gufran's heart.
And now Gufran is left alone with the Malkavian.
Gufran will look at the sack of money and just say, Jan, can you handle this? Thank you, darling. Thank you, sweetheart. And an attendant will take away the sack. Like, and seeing a new face, Gufran's face brightens up, smiles all around, with a spring in his step. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I help you with anything? Are there any interesting wares that catch your eye this beautiful evening?
And she is, for the sake of argument, this time around, dressed far more appropriate to, like, merchant class. And, will whirl around and seeing this flamboyant display, can't help but make at least a cursory attempt to match it. And will whirl around and don a purely playful expression of shock and then offer a very teasingly elaborate little curtsy of her own. Oh, good sir, I'm sure you can.
Ah, well then, let us do business. What exactly? Brings you here? Oh, my apologies, I must introduce myself. I am Gufran Wassem, the owner of this establishment. And he puts his right hand over the left side of his chest and bows.
And she adopts an amused smile and will again make a polite gesture while counter-introducing herself. I am Yasmina Varela. And alas, I have no shop of my own yet.
Yet. Do I hear yet?
You do.
Oh,
No, probably not so much a shop, but eventual business.
well, what are you in the habit of selling? Or what are you going to sell? I'm interested.
Oh, my dear brother has passed on an affinity for livestock. Though I'm taking to hounds, I think. Starting small, though. Very literally.
So no godhounds.
Oh, no, not yet.
Very interesting. I don't think there are many livestock. Well, not any hound kennels yet. Here in Odessa, not much at least. So you're definitely providing a service that might be much needed here.
Oh, this is
Or
why I
going
started
to
with ratting
provide.
dogs.
Wonderful. Now then, but the hounds aren't here, so to speak. There's only us. And we
There
are here in
is.
this beautiful establishment.
It is lovely.
Feel free
What
to
can I help
recognize
you
that voice, Saskia, if there's not like really good soundproofing.
It's the Dark Ages.
I imagine there's not. In fact, two of you can recognize the voice if you really want.
Actually, there is. Oh, Griffin takes care to reinforce his background.
Ah,
So yeah, he'll just say, "So, what can I help you with? Carpets, pillows, fabrics. What kind of textiles are you looking for? What can Gufram do for you, Milady Verena?"
I'm not sure. I was drawn in by the patterns.
Is she standing by the pillows or the carpets?
I'll say she's over by the pillows, and she'll, assuming that I imagine things are handled a good bit at the market. So she just kind of rubs her hand across one, something with a kind of not necessarily over elaborate, but colorful design.
It's not a bad one. That one's a local product.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
And where do you import from? Curious.
Oh, what do I not? Honestly. There's Persia, Venice, down to the south as well. Spain, Italy.
Well, for all intents and purposes, there are rather lovely items in Spain. Would you not agree, Gufran?
And he turns around, and the smile on his smug-ass fucking face could not be brighter when he sees Lady Julia, because that means that shit's about to go down. He says, "My Lady Julia, what a pleasant surprise to see you this night. Yes, yes, I do believe Spain has so many wonderful things to offer: the culture, the food, the entire way of living there. It's something you don't really encounter anywhere else."
Exactly that, and more. Of course, you with a snake's tongue, it would be quite obvious for you to inflate the ego, would it not?
I wouldn't dare. I only speak in truths. The biggest lie ever told.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta roll. Let's see, perception, empathy to detect
No, it's like,
bullshit.
you don't even have to roll for that. It's just like, he's a Sedite. Of course he lies. Just like, the fuck?
But yes, Lady Julia, as she kind of clambers into Gufran's establishment, her armor making that not a fairly large amount of clanking, but there is clanking nevertheless, as she looks at everyone that is present, seeing Madeline.
Well, currently we're in the front of the shop. Irene and Madeline are in one of Gufran's back rooms, and currently there are Gufran and Yasmina here. This is also a public area, so there are humans around here.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. So as Julia is within the front of the shop, then she looks at Mina and she kind of quirks a brow at you. The silence is rather deafening for this one. Would you not agree, Gufran? She seems nervous, perhaps?
Sorry, I missed part of that because my headset wigged the hell out.
Basically, Julia looked at you, and she's kind of quirking a brow at you. That's pretty much it. And then you went silent, and so she's
Oh
like,
yeah. No,
you
she's
seem terrified.
she's just ever so interested in these pillows and not at all eavesdropping because that would be rude.
My
But just
lady
being
Julia.
disinteresting over here on the side.
Could you please
How-
not bother my customers while they make a decision on their goods?
How about, for the sake of trying to get everyone at least in the same room, Irene, for some reason or another, which she honestly doesn't really know, will stand up, go into the front of the shop, basically walks over to Gufran because coterie mate or something, then spots Yasmina, our eyes kind of growing a bit wider there, takes a step back, stumbles towards Gufran, and is then like, hi, good, yeah, and turns around and quickly walks back into the back.
Mina does not display her usual broad and manic smile, but oh, she just gives the pleasant, most mellow little smile when Irene stumbles out and gives her that little finger wave.
Very peculiar, Miss Irene. Would you not agree, Gufran?
Oh yes, it's quite a move. One moment, I shall see if she is all right.
Madeline will just perk up as Irene enters, seeming probably a little bit more freaked than she was before.
Yep.
What's happening, Irene?
They followed.
They followed?
I don't know. She's here in the shop, and just now she was outside. I don't know why she is.
Who is she?
She's in the shop.
Madeline
Malkavia.
gets up. Madeline gets up and looks out. Which one of them?
And Irene will kind of like from the distance and making sure that she's somewhere where she cannot be seen by the Malkavian, kind of points into the general direction.
The Malkavian is undoubtedly being told all sorts of interesting things about pillows or some shit. Just like that. And is as such engaged, though for lulls, especially in Irene's case, because she saw her dressed far differently earlier. She is definitely wearing far nicer clothes, is better put together, much cleaner, and all in all, just being so pleasant.
Irene, did you meet this one of the broken mirror? And if you did
Yes.
something happen?
No. I talked with her and her brother, and not too long ago, but it's getting so dark in here.
Tell me, Irene, did you see something?
No, well, yesterday, but not today. But it's just, why are the lights going out?
Madeline quickly looks around and she just says, "They are not." Well, I would suggest that you would speak with Ulrich about this.
She nods and basically goes to sit and like.
Stay here for a moment. I would have. You think as though that things are getting less lightful, like it is getting darker in here?
There's darkness coming. Scary darkness is coming. It's for all of us. Is it here already? I don't
Not
know.
quite yet, but I am afraid that you are quite right, at least in one, perhaps more sense. But stay here a moment. And Madeline will go out and just greet the people outside.
And naturally, Mina will brighten with recognition and offer Madeleine a polite wave and a even more polite, little bob.
I like that all of these people know that everybody is K-Knight, and yet Gufran has no idea that K-Knight is K-Knight. So he's like, can you please stop bothering my customer? No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, God.
It's so good this way.
Why? By the glorious name of Seth, why?
Lady Julia?
Ah, Madeleine. And she kind of moves past Mina and Gufran, almost ignoring the both of them. It's like she's set on something as she heads over to Madeleine to give her a friendly handshake and touch. It has been far too long, Madeleine. How are you? Well, how are you coping with things in what is it called? Amid?
Well, it was a interesting trip. I might be able to tell you certain things, but I am terribly, I am somewhat afraid that my other duties take most of my time these nights. But you are correct, it has been far too long.
Yes, and well, you are not the only one who is been tied up in her duties, it seems.
Of which you do well. So, what brings you to this fine establishment tonight?
She kind of looks at some of the items around the shop. She kind of goes, a breath of fresh air. I thought it was needed. Besides, Nagasi is, well, he is working to repair himself, I guess is how I would say it.
Your family is very resilient. I am certain he will be quite successful in this.
Of course, there will be no doubt, Medley. Perhaps, perhaps soon I can go to where you and Ulrich and little Irene are residing now. It would be a nice change of pace, perhaps.
Well, I would be most grateful to have you. It would be my pleasure.
She nods her head as you say that. Wonderful. And it is nice to see you looking so well.
Mm. Well, is
On the
there
other side,
anything? Is there
on
anything?
the other side of the room,
No, sorry.
people
go ahead.
are haggling ferociously about some pillows. It's like, no. We will
Hey, it's a matching pillow and blanket.
It's a matching pillow and blanket.
Hey, hey.
What? What?
She likes them. She wants to have nice things.
Nice things. It's like, all right. 5 silver.
Oh, don't make me roleplay it out.
That's the starting point. Like,
Indeed, that
she
is the starting.
pour over them and we'll point out. Oh, even getting both together. Come on, it's a match
Right.
set. You can't expect me to part them if I can only afford one.
oh, put them together. Used well, but get them for the normal price. There'd be 6 silver. I'm already reducing the one because you are getting them together.
Is that so?
Yes.
And what about that nice fellow over there who's being quoted for a similar set at 5 as well?
There are
Or
no
for
price
a-
tags anywhere.
I assume he has like the assistant also working.
One pillow over there. Excuse me.
Don't die. Oh Lord, I can't roleplay haggling. Jesus, Max.
That one pillow over there.
I see you.
That's
Sorry.
a new addition into the
Oh.
collection. That one came from the Eastern Kingdoms.
Did she just like And all in all, actually, you know what, with Madeline there and everything else, honestly, she'll I will assume that there is playful haggling, but in the end she will relent and maybe talk him down ever so slightly. But like just such a nominal amount that it really makes little difference.
4 silver, 8 copper.
Yeah, something like that. Like for silver, 5 copper, something like that. And like fucking
I said 8 copper, young lady.
no.
My,
Fine, fair then. But but yeah, she will go ahead to pay up and oh please tell me that walks in.
yes, he does actually.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Oh no, I think Irene will, just for convenience sake, will get back into the front part of the store as well.
Uh-oh, I know what's coming next.
When that pleasant old man comes in just as she's paying up, she will whirl with a smile. Good evening, grandfather.
Good evening to you, my dear. Did you open your gift?
I did. It was lovely.
Wonderful to hear. Who is the... Please forgive my rudeness, my dear granddaughter. Who is
Oh,
the
Go ahead.
owner of this establishment? He kind of moves a bit, and you can smell a strange bit of smell from him. It's various kinds of scents, a bit of lavender, a bit of honey, like a honeyed wax. Many different kinds of smells kind of coming off of his patch-looking form.
And she will ever so graciously gesture to Gufran.
And Gufran will take his right hand and put it over the left side of his chest and bow towards the man.
The gentleman will kind of extend his hand. Please, good sir, you have no need to bow to an old man such as myself. For I come to you for need.
Did you come to me?
Yes,
Are you in need of a wonderful pillow, a lovely carpet, or perhaps a fantastic texture?
He kind of chuckles, and you can see the white beard kind of rustle a bit as he kind of slowly moves towards you. Kind of, even though he's a fairly large individual, he seems to move rather almost ethereally, very gracefully through the people that are about. And he kind of goes up to Gufran, and he says, "No, not a pillow, my friend." He kind of pulls a piece of paper from his from this kind of large, kind of knitted together looking sack, and he gives it to you.
He takes it with a bit of a quizzical look in his eye and looks at the paper, turns it over, just looks at it.
On the letter, on the piece of paper itself, written quite strangely, quite eloquently, written
Is
really,
on-
really.
Is that what's written on the paper? Just
No, no. It is really eloquent writing.
Madeline
is-
will just out of character. Madeline will
Yes,
just
please.
stare at this guy, and that is an aura perception roll on him. I have one
Okay.
success.
And that's to what detect if he's living or not.
Yeah, like is he living, dying, or is there anything like off?
Yes,
is
there is some.
is his aura
There is-
pale or not? Because that's the only thing you get with one success.
God damn it!
Basically, it's just what color is his aura? Is it bright, normal, pale?
It is exceptionally bright.
So he's a werewolf.
Not-
Got it.
No. All that you can really tell, Madeline, is that this gentleman he's not human. That's all you can really discern from your glance.
Fair enough.
And he'll look to you, and he'll kind of nod and smile to you as if maybe he knows what you're doing. Who knows? But he returns to Gufran, and the letter itself stating that he is in need of chains, special chains, chains that only a child of Set can make or get. And that money
That's what's
is
literally written on the letter.
yes, but it's written in hieroglyphics, actually. Something that only Gufran could possibly understand.
Joke's on you, because I don't speak Egyptian.
Gee,
Gufran can speak and write ancient Babylonian, but not Egyptian.
very well then. You notice something then, as I'm going to use my special GM magic to twist those letters around, and they will become ancient Babylonian, just for Gufran to see. Isn't that amazing? How ST magic is?
Holy shit. Holy shit. So he'll look at it and say, and then look at the old man, and he'll say, and he doesn't exactly say. Well, okay, just let me wind back a bit. He looks at the paper, turns it around, reads the text, looks at the old man, and if he looks closely, he can see a forked tongue of a snake just come out just out of his lips as it licks his lips. And then goes back in his mouth and he'll just say, I can break change. Making them, however, is not something I'm accustomed to.
The old man kind of rubs his chin as you say that, and he thinks for a moment. And then he kind of comes up to you a bit, and he almost can hear it. It's again an ethereal voice. It's almost as if only Gufran can hear this. The way that he's speaking, it's almost on the wind. And he says, "It is not the chains. It is the spells to bind them. That is important."
Evan, can I roll set head lore because I have literally no idea what this man is talking about.
Sure, I guess.
I'm sorry, I just have no idea. It's like, what the fuck? Was this? What is this guy high or some shit? um. And I won't spend a point of willpower. Confringo is apparently the answer.
Which dice roll are we on?
Special 3.
Okay.
So that's 2 successes with the willpower. What is
Okay. Let me find it. I need to look to see because it has something to do with. Let me ask you. I'll ask you in private, Max, because it's kind of a important thing.
Sure.
So just give me a. In any case, everyone else, please go about continue your business as a creepy old man and Gufran discuss things.
Madeline
Oh, go ahead.
will go over to Irene and just when you leave, take care, because I have reason to believe that this man is. She's whispering, but she'll just. He has. There might be someone or something following him.
Irene will nod, but most of her attention is still kind of focused between either Gufran and then back to Jasmina and then back to Gufran again.
I doubt it's reassuring, but Mina doesn't seem unduly interested in her at the moment.
Oh no, she knows.
She's
Or
actually very
her player
taken
knows.
with the old grandfather, and
Mhm.
we'll spare occasional glances, mostly for Madeline's benefit. But yeah, there's the paranoia is a beautiful thing. So and in the interest of not having complete silence, once Madeline is finished talking to her, Mina will well, not in an uncanny way, but we'll just kind of suddenly be at her side.
Whose signs? precisely?
Madeline's.
Okay, good.
Madeline's. Just so she can lean over and kind of murmur.
I'm always behind you.
No, we're
Yeah,
not playing that
that.
game yet.
Madeline will just look at her, nod, and she'll just say, "So this is the man who gave you the present?"
Far realer than he should be, isn't he?
It seems so. She will whisper to her, "You do realize that he is not human, yes?"
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
That would be boring.
I suppose. Tell me, the other thing you saw. When did it come? Just after him, or was it in the area where he was?
She ponders that for a moment, but seeing as they were separate scenes and separate sections of the city, she'll finally just kind of lightly shake her head.
No, later. Days later.
That is
Same cold breeze.
And I will have to double check with that their nice ST, but I need to confirm if they're wearing were he and the horned man wearing the same coat?
Uh,
I know like the classic thing is him wearing like the Santa hood, but that is why I want to check before I say it.
For all intents and purposes, yes, but let me continue on.
Oh.
The demons, these creatures, the clothing with which you saw very much resembled grandfather's, but everything was decayed, broken. There was tatteredness, whereas with grandfather's outfit, it is patched together, but there is warmth and kind of lovingness to it. In the creatures, there was none. It was
just kind of bedraggled stuff clinging to his body.
yes.
Yep. So yeah, she'll point this out.
Irene,
All
by the
quiet
way-
murmurs.
Sorry. I just want to say that Irene is kind of standing next to Madeline and next to Jasmine at this point as well. She's trying very much to keep her appearance like cool, calm, and collected as she usually tries to be. But for anyone like noticing, her like hand is plucking on the fabric of her dress. And sometimes she gets like a little bit of a faraway look in her eyes. Other than that, she's listening to the two of them talking.
Would you like me to roll to notice the plucking?
You can just notice it. I don't really care.
I just want to establish her figuring out the trend, so I want to make sure I'm legit.
What now, SD?
Well, as the old man kind of looks at Gufran for a moment, he goes, "My apologies, my friend. Perhaps I mistaken you for another that I used to know. Please." He kind of ruffles through one of his stitch-up bags, and he pulls out a rather small, but there is, kind of rattling in there, and he kind of gives it to you, and he pulls out another thing, a small, very small, intricately carved wooden box adorned with serpents on it, ironically enough.
Gufran will take it and hand him back the note that the old man had previously given him.
He will stuff that back into his large kind of robe. Please take these as or sincere apology for mistaken identity.
Oh, that's quite all right. We do look a lot like each other, after all.
Yes, though the one that I used to know is, well, he didn't smile as much as you.
Oh, such a sad revelation.
But that is life, my friend. Please enjoy yourself. He kind of shambles a bit towards Madeline and to Irene. He kind of looks at the two of you.
Irene will curtsy.
Madeline would do
He-
the same.
The old man will kind of bow his head to the both of you. Forgive my interruption of everyone's conversation. Seems that, well, I am an old fool, rather than just being old.
Well, I would say that is still to be remains to be seen. You have merely gone into a shop and been polite. I would not say that constitutes proves that you are whether a fool or ill-mannered. You seem quite hospitable.
He smiles. Thank you, dear lady. He looks over to Irene. He smiles at her as well. My. If only I was, if I may be bold, if only I were many, many years younger, I would. He kind of chuckles a bit to himself as if he's thinking of something incredibly dumb. He kind of pulls something out from his robe again. He gives one to Madeline and the other to Irene. Please open those at your leisure, ladies. It is a time of giving, after all. It is close. The days of our Lord's birth, after all.
Irene will give a very short curtsy again and will take the thing, because I couldn't really hear what you were giving. Sorry.
It's a little bag. Well, not a bag. It's something wrapped in linen. It's very pretty linen. Rather expensive, actually, as he kind of gives it to you. And for Madeline, he gives another wooden box, much like Gufrans, though not ordained with serpentry or anything of that such. No. It's a bit
Madeline,
more.
yeah, Madeline will have a peek inside the box.
Okay. Madeline, as you peek inside the box, you can't really see it since you're peeking, after all, but you feel something. It's like a sense of nostalgia, a sense of warmth, something you haven't felt in a very long time. Not even in the days when you were mortal. You do not feel this sense of love or generosity. It's a very peculiar thing.
Um, Irene would not open it yet. She kind of keeps it close to her chest. And she, like, instead of the faraway look, she frowns for a moment, thinks, and then takes off her necklace. If, my lord, if it's a time of giving, please allow me to return a gift for you.
As Irene does so, he takes the necklace from her hands. He smiles at you rather largely. Thank you, dearest grandchild. It warms my heart to see that one understands the times that are coming. Please open your gift at your leisure. You will be thankful, nevertheless.
Yes, my lord. Thank you.
My dear, I am no longer grandfather, you can call me. It is much more welcoming.
Irene kind of purses her lips together for a moment, and then will nod. Yes, yes, grandfather.
He simply nods at this, and he looks to Lady Julia, and he uh, walks over to her, and he hands her something as well. And he says, "Dear madam, I bid you a good night." And with that, he leaves Gufrans' establishment. And as he leaves, you see children flocking towards him, and him pulling from his robe. You see things of candies, food, money. He is a giving man, and kind of pulled along with this group of children. He is now gone. Spooky, 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 spooky.
May I ask if she sticks her head out after him, does that really like strikingly chill breeze go by?
Yes, it does, and it chills you. It chills you to the bone. If you were still living, you would be like, God damn, this is really fucking cold.
Alas, I'm not. So instead, her eyes just brighten up in the "I'm so fucking right now" way, and
Madeline
Yeah.
will also have just gone out and looked after him, but she won't follow him. She will just look after him and just say, this is quite the thing, huh?
isn't it?
The children seem to be quite infatuated with him. And like there's an resting expression on Madeline's face that just seems to suggest that she's not happy. She just stands there, looks after him, and just seems to be going over something in her head, and she'll just, well, I do believe it is time for me to move on. She will go back inside and just...
As did Madeline is Madeline leaving?
No, she will go back and see to Irene.
Okay. As you do so, Julia will go over towards you, the both of you, and she will look at your gifts and her own very, very peculiar.
Quite so. I do not know what he was, but I do not believe that he is one of us. And I do not believe that he is human. She will whisper to her.
She will nod as you say that. Yes, he did not smell right. She doesn't emphasize anything else. She just says that he didn't smell right. She figures Madeline will get what she's talking about.
Quite so. But this talk of disappearances with children, and seeing how infatuated they seem with him, I am getting a tad worried, I must say. These are not things that will go quietly for longer periods of time. Hopefully this will be dealt with soon. Irene, are you alright? Do you want me to follow you home?
I am. Her eyes had kind of like glossed over again, kind of glazy. She'll try to focus again on Madeline. I'm all right. I think. Are you going back to Timuran tonight?
Perhaps. I might sleep in my own house here in the city. I do not believe that there is anything I need for Timuran this night, but if you are, we can go together if you wish.
No, I'll be fine. Sister Madeline, thank you for your offer, but I will manage.
Julia looks to Irene. Are you sure of that, my dear? You seem rather taken aback. Perhaps I should accompany you to Timuran. The roads, of course, the way that the nights are these days, would not be safe. Would you not agree,
I
Madeline?
would not mind the company.
And she'll smile as Madeline agrees with her.
Well, Irene, you have almost an escort.
Yes, there are. I promised Ulrika I'd be traveling with guards, so they are waiting at the gate.
Okay. Well, I do believe we can make it all of us together if you wish. Anyways, if we are to make it tonight, I believe that we should leave soon. She looks around and she just says, Well, I do believe that I will begin now. She looks to Mina and just says, "Have a very good evening, Mina. I do believe that we must be going if we are to make it to Timuran in time."
Mina is actually still standing like just outside, and will probably offer a bit of a distracted wave. She's watching grandfather as he makes his way down the street, and seeing as the rest are looking to depart, will finally break rank.
Just a moment with you, Mina, of course.
What?
As you are about to leave, a rather vocal lady approaches. She'll go, Mina, Mina, my darling, and she'll kiss you upon the cheeks. As
Oh yeah, she's
And-
just returning the gesture.
yes, and she will kind of spin around a bit as she looks to everyone else, and she will curtsy to Irene and to Madeline. My. This place is rather busy, it seems. Yes, very much so. Mina, my sweet, and she kind of pinches your cheek as an auntie would, of course. Where is your? She thinks for a moment. Where is that darling jewel of your eye? You know who I mean.
My darling brother.
Yes, so where is he?
He's probably back at the stables by now.
I will
Would
have
you
to
like
talk
me to
him.
walk with you?
Yes, my dear, that would be most appreciated. And she looks to Madeline and to Irene as she kind of takes Mina by the hand. It kind of dances you, kind of twirls you towards her. And she says, Madeline, I am hoping to send a gift to you. Would it be too much of a problem if I were to give it to you and your associates who are riding with you? I am certain Ulrich, and well, yourselves, of course, will appreciate it.
She just nods her head and just says, "Well, that should not be a problem. I do not believe that the two of us have been introduced."
How terribly, terribly ashamed of myself. I am Bella Montiago. I am a proprietor of drink and song and dance and, well, all the nice fun things that the night should offer.
Well, I'm sure your gift will be something that will please
I would
Ulrich
hope so.
greatly.
I would hope so, my dear. And she kind of ruffles through her bodice, and she actually pulls it out of her corset where her boobers are. She kind of pulls it out. She hands a letter to you. This is for Ulrich. It is from. Thinks for a moment. It is from Apollo. You'll know who Apollo is.
Very well.
And she smiles as she takes Mina by the hand. She kind of almost kind of drunkenly kind of swirls herself towards the door, and she speaks in a very aggressive Italian, Venetian, for some men to get the lead out of their shoes, as she says. And as everyone is leaving, they are accompanied by some very burly men with casks of the finest drinks that, well, a prince could ask for. And I think there's where we can end this delightful scene. At least I. So.
Thank you very much, ST First Team, players for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.